guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a walk around really quick. Hopefully the audio is working. What's going on with the car here? So I got the car running. I put it through the heat cycles. So let me go over a couple things. So when I started this project, the goal was to just pull the 302 out, the 5-speed, and then put the Coyote in. Then I decided, well, shit, since I'm going to do this, I might as well shave the engine bay, because I had somebody down the way from my shop here that was a supposedly fabricator weld in these Scott rod panels, and he did the worst job I've ever seen. Like, he literally looked like a 5-year-old could have welded it better. I should have just went down and bought a Harbor Freight welder and did it myself. I'm talking welds like this thick. It was a nightmare. It took probably 2 days of sanding just to knock down his welds. And then he warped the panels, so I had to use expensive body filler to try to make them look good. So that was what took a long time, and you know, it's kind of snowballs. So it's not about getting the motor and the transmission in the car. That's the easy part. It's about all the odds and ends and fitment and finalizing everything and making sure it's all working, and that you have power steering, heat, AC, hydro boost, all that kind of stuff. So right here we have, like I said, Gen 3. I have a 10R80, that AC kit. He's gonna send me some new brackets because the brackets keep breaking for some reason, just sitting here. He's gonna send me some metal ones. Super nice guy, appreciate that. Fuel system's all done. I moved the computer over to farther this way so it would clear the wheel wells. I got the wheel wells to fit in there. Everything seems to fit. I'm using Dakota Digital's gauge cluster with their BIM, which goes into the OBD2, which gave me all my sensors. I did start to wire all the sensors in, hardwire everything, but I called them and they're like, dude, just plug it into the OBD2 and you're done. So I was like, well, that's easy, so we'll do that. Which I could always just leave the hardwired sensors in like I did and wire them up if I want to down the road. I went with the contour fans with the Bluetooth adapter, and so you can basically pull up your phone and adjust the fans on, off, temperatures, everything with the Bluetooth on your phone. AC is brand new. Maximum Motorsports K member, Maximum Motorsports A-arms, Coney yellow adjustable shocks, subframe connectors. I've got a panhard bar over here, sitting on the thing here. We're gonna do torque arm bar, lower control arms, factory uppers. The brakes are our issue right now. With the 10R, I have the cooler. Sorry, I'll go back over that. Brand new AC, condenser, accumulator, regulator, everything's brand new on the AC. 3-core radiator from SVE, and then I'm running the stock intake, stock airbox for right now. Eventually we'll get a tune in it, just because I deleted the IMRCs, so the car has a check engine light, which I was told won't go over 3,000 RPMs when I go to drive it. I have not driven the car. I've only put it through the gears on the lift, and not even all the gears, only a couple of them. The fuel system over here I've ran. The next thing we're gonna do, I'm deciding on sticking with 4-lug. They make a 4-lug Cobra brake front and rear now, which will give you 13-inch Cobra front brakes, an 11.5 rotor in the rear. The problem with that is then I'm stuck with 4-lug, and I love the chrome ponies, but if I decide to do a Cobra rear bumper, because I will, and a big 3-inch exhaust coming out the back, I want Salines at that point. I think with the GT, I think the ponies look the best. With a Cobra rear bumper, I think the Salines, like on an 18, looks the best. So I probably am gonna have to go 5-lug. I get the car running and driving and work out the bugs before I go and I put brakes, you know, $4,000 or $5,000 worth of brakes in this car. So let's get all the bugs worked out. The hydro boost and the electric power steering is working great. I love the electric power steering. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I haven't driven the car. I haven't used it in the summer. Makes it through the summer with the AC on, power steering, everything's working. Then we know that the car's bulletproof at that point, because this will definitely make or break a car in this weather. The nice thing about the electric power steering, the Volvo, which is Ford's power steering pump, is when the car's off, I can turn the key on. It primes after a couple seconds, and all of a sudden I have power steering and I can move the car around. That's pretty nice. Different exhausts. I've tried Flowmasters and I've tried Magnaflows, and I think the Flowmasters sound better, but they're super loud at idle. The Magnaflows sound the best at idle and wide open throttle, but they sound like shit on the decel. So I don't know what I'm going to do on that deal yet. I'll have to figure something out. Where I'm running into issues right now, guys, is my brakes. If you see all these rags here, the stock proportionate valve basically was locked into a position and I could not get rear fluid to the rear brakes. So for like days now, finally called Maximum Motorsports. By the way, guys, Maximum Motorsports, their customer service is freaking amazing. I know there's other companies that sell parts out there, and I know Maximum's, you know, quality, expensive stuff, but man, it is so worth it. Their customer service is bar none the best. I call them up, they have everything listed of what I've got, they know what's going on with the car, you know, they walk me through everything I need, they sold me the parts I need. So I ordered the aftermarket proportionate valve, and then I ordered this kit to eliminate the stock proportionate valve, which I'm gonna have to sand that and paint that if I eliminate that. But the problem was is I couldn't get the damn bolts off from the bottom because it's so tight, and I didn't have the open end flare wrenches or whatever, so I was gonna start rounding the bolts off. So what I'm gonna do is I just pulled this off right here, this nut here, and I pulled the valve out, the spring out, and I ordered a new cap, and so that'll gut that unit, and then I should be able to get rear brake. I got all my power wires ran here. Everything is soldered and tech flexed and labeled with a label gun, so if someone was to ever come into this car, you can see like the labels here and say, hey, what's going on here, they'll know because it's all labeled, soldered, gone through. Factory wirings on this side. I did it a little different than most. I ran power wire on this side, which I ran a 0 gauge welding cable, or a 2-aught welding cable, super heavy duty, no car audio cable. And then I ran it from this distribution block, which is this big dog here. And you gotta make sure that these can support the amperage, because they come in a lot of different sizes, and they won't support over, you know, 200 amps. This one's for 250 amps, so it should be plenty. Steering pump, I have a controller here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's this little piece right here that you can adjust the RPM of this, so I can turn it up to 100%, so you have really fast steering instead of when you just install them from factory, they're at 50% because the CAN bus isn't hooked up. So I actually hooked up the CAN bus with this controller here, so I have full 100% steering. Full Viper alarm, so I have tilt, window brake, remote start, and then obviously door triggers, so if the doors were opened or anything gets open, the car will go off. Aftermarket kill switch, so that way I can kill the car. This is a 90 Mustang with originally a black interior 5-speed car. You can see the interior is absolutely stunning in this car. So let me go ahead and show you guys the Lokarshifter here. Oh, we have the Dakota digital gauge cluster, and like I said, it's hooked up to the BIM, which gives me basically all my gauges are working. Let me see if I can get you guys some light here. So basically it's gonna go, this is in park, we have reverse, neutral, drive, and then sport, and then you have first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. Back to drive, back to neutral, reverse, and then you got park. I did Kenwood's top of the line, doubled in. It has Wi-Fi, Facebook, everything's built into this deck. Rear backup camera, 3 pairs of RCAs, 3 JL amps, 3 HD amps, Moscone processor, huge stereo, focal mids and highs. These are the MagnaFlow exhaust. Got the Kenwood doubled in. You guys can hear. Sounds okay, nothing special. Like I said, the IMRCs have to be deleted, that's why the check engine light's on, but MagnaFlow sound okay. Flowies sound a little better though on this Coyote.